credit that I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's all being done by the grace of the Supreme Father, Krishna, Christos. And Srila Prabhupada also, he gave credit to the personality of Godhead. Now, generally, it's described here that no one can give better instructions than Krishna himself. He created the material world. He knows how we got tangled up in here, and he knows how we can get out, and he can release us. And he gives that instruction. Rather than act in this world, for the satisfaction of this body, as we've done for life after life after life in so many species of life, and yet, despite millions of lives of trying to satisfy the body that we take birth in, we've never found satisfaction. And in this life, we could spend another life just living for the satisfaction of the senses, of the body and the mind, and at the end of it, will not find satisfaction, nor anyone that we've helped in their sense gratification, they will not be satisfied with us either. And mind, we will not be satisfied with ourselves, and no one will be satisfied. That is it. But if we take this one life, Prabhupada would say, just give this one life. So many millions of lives you had, so many millions of lives to come. Give this one. Give one life. When I first heard that, I thought, give the whole life. It's like that's a lot. Give your whole life. And then, when you realise that over millions and millions of lives, it's just the essence that you need to know. So, Krishna, he has because he's the personality of Godhead, here you see, Pritha Maharaj is performing this, spiritual activity, this Ashvamedha Yajnas, and the person of Godhead has decided to personally appear. So you see his kindness, he's very, very friendly, very personal. Sometimes when you have some special event, when people are getting married, and you see that people travel from all over the world and they feel, for one day, someone has flown, from Canada to be at my wedding for a couple of hours and then they've got to fly back. And you feel that's really personal. You see, when I do these hair cutting ceremonies for the children, they're like 6 months, 9 months old. You can get 150 people. And they fly over from India, they fly from America, I've seen. And you get 150 people, people have come from all over Australia, all over the world, to watch this little kid get their first haircut. And that's personal, isn't it? That's the sort of relatives and friends you want. You don't want the sort of relatives you really seek. You're practically dying. Another phone call. There's no nice, pumpkin soup. No one there. Oh, he's sick. No benefit to me. So he very, very personal. He loves his devotees. When someone does that sort of thing, you know that they love you. So one of the ways that Krishna shows his love is that he gets his devotees to teach the instructions of the Gita, and then he glorifies them because he wants them. Because here you see that Pritha Maharaj is going to perform this ceremony, and the nature of this world, every single person, to take birth in this world, you have to be envious. To actually take birth in this world, there has to be envy, to one degree or another. Everyone in this world has envy. That when someone else makes advancement, or someone is enjoying something we would have liked to have enjoyed. Someone is in the position we would have liked to have that position. Someone is in the centre of attention. I would have liked to have been in that centre of attention. Someone has this fame, the wealth, whatever. I would have liked that. So we can become... Therefore you see that the biggest business, apart from weapons, in this world is magazines and, television, etc., where you set people up on a pedestal as great famous personalities, and then you pick at them until they you hound them day and night to look for faults. Okay? And then you put it in a magazine, you sell it, because people will read it. You know, if you can find the fault in any person who's attained some little higher success in it, you will get millions of dollars. You know, if you can get a photo of them, maybe they're picking their nose in public or something, $1 million. Oh, he's supposed to be, perfect. He just looks like an ordinary human being to me. $1 million for you. Give me that photo. Splash it in all the papers, front page. See? Envy. People are making money off our envy. So, but Krishna's not like that. God's not like that. He wants us to enjoy everything He has, the entire spiritual realm. He wants to just share it with us equally. In fact, He's so loving that He will put us in a higher position than Himself. So, Vishnu, this expansion of Krishna, has appeared in Maharaj Prithu's sacrifice, and he's demonstrating this nature. So the nature of Krishna is that he empowers his devotees to teach people about Krishna consciousness through the Bhagavad Gita, and then Krishna glorifies them all over the world. So and what Krishna is saying here is that He's not envious of anyone. So He gives that instruction. Anyone in this planet, anyone in this universe, if you become friendly to Krishna, Krishna is saying, you become friendly to me, I will completely take away all your karmic reactions immediately. Imagine that. Persons have, involved in millions of lifetimes. There's so much, some very heavy, nasty business that we do in this world. Krishna says, forget about it. And whatever problems you have, they're gone. No qualification. You don't need any qualification. He's not saying, there he doesn't put any qualification. If you want that, I'll immediately give it. I'll immediately forget everything you've done. Immediately, and I'll give you instruction as a super soul within your heart how to go back to Godhead. And what Krishna does is He sends one to the spiritual master, the pure devotees, who Krishna glorifies. He gives them the ability. Whatever Krishna wants to do, He'll say, no, I will let my devotee do what I would do, I'll let my devotee do that. And they will get the glory. So we see that, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself. He appeared 500 years ago. And he understood, as Krishna appearing again, Krishna understood 5,000 years ago I spoke Bhagavad Gita, and practically no one is able to follow it. Such an easy thing. You just, you try and think of me, offer your obeisances, offer a little fruit of flower, and no one can do it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is Krishna himself, he says, I will come and give an easy process and show them how it's done. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed us how to understand the Bhagavad Gita and how to purify our hearts by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And again, he made it very clear that especially this process of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, taking prasad, dancing, it is so powerful and it is so simple that anyone can do. See here, Preeti Maharaj is performing this Ashrameda Yajna 100 times. Now we wouldn't be able to do that. We can't even afford to keep a horse. We couldn't feed a horse for a week. We're going to send it all over the world and everyone's going to bow down to us and follow us. But everyone can chant Hare Krishna. Very easy. Everyone can chant Hare Krishna. And so in other words, one may think that I don't have the qualification to be very elevated on the spiritual path because, you know, I'm not a very scholastic person, I'm not very well read, I don't have, you know, I don't know Sanskrit, I can't chant the mantras, you know, I don't know the rituals and so many different things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said there's no qualification, you just chant Hare Krishna, and if you learn how to chant, you know, in a sincere and serious way, not an offensive way, then that is the only qualification. And Srila Prabhupada, you know, he taught us that, you know, he summed it all up, he said, basically, if one wants to see, one should have this desire that in this lifetime, I will see